Is this thing working? Seriously, has it been that long? I think it's recording. Okay. How do I start these things? How does it go? Hi everyone, Dani here. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. So for those of you who have been here for a long time, I am so sorry that I have been absent. For those of you who are new, thank you so much for joining me here. I know it's been kind of weird. It's been a lot of Jurassic Park, a lot of Lost World, but I promise I do make regular content as well. And I want to get into that this weekend during a live stream on November 6th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So in the comments below, I need your help. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer in my live stream, I would love to take a chance to answer those for you and do it live so that you can kind of chit chat with me over the weekend. Now, on that same live stream, I will get into where I've been, what I've been up to, and a few life and channel updates. There will be a few announcements as well as just some good old fun. If you know Spenelli, you know that we have some good old fun on our live streams. So, again, for all of those who have been with me through this journey, November is also my YouTube birthday month. So this is my second year on booktube, I think. If I can do math, I started in 2019, so it's 2021, which equals 2, right? Anywho, I do appreciate each and every one of you. And for those of you who have just started on this train, I truly appreciate you as well. So again, in the comments below, feel free to ask any questions about my reading life, my life, the channel, anything that you want to know about. And as long as they're appropriate, I'll be sure to get to them in that live stream. That aside, I want to share with you what I will be reading in November because I have been reading, believe it or not. I have been reading. I might not hit my Goodreads goal, but I'm definitely going to surpass my goal from last year, which was 100 books read. I'll definitely get there and a little bit past, but I probably won't make the 150, and that is a-okay. So, for my November TBR, I only have a couple of reads here, and I'm still far behind on a few buddy reads that I should have finished in the summer. So the buddy reads that I have for this month, I'll share with you this first one, which is Sold on Monday, which is by Kristina McMorris. And I'm actually going to be buddy reading this with Amy Bowman at Amy Bowman. I will link her channel below so you can check her out. She saw that I had recently hauled this, and when I say recently, I mean like from May. And she thought it sounded really great, found a copy of her own, and we decided to read that here in November. Now, what this book is about, it looks like it's a little bit of historical fiction in the sense that it is from years ago in 1931. So there is a sign up and there's children for sale, and it kind of talks about them. It looks like it is a gut-wrenching story about some orphans, which if you know me, you know that I do really like orphan books, which is really weird. I heard Krista from Books and Jams say that once, and I was like, that sounds so silly, but it's true. It's just, you feel so much for the characters that it's just one of those books that you're just hoping it, you know, is a good and happy ending. I recently read Orphan Train, and that was really great. Not necessarily like all happy endings, but the book was fantastic. So I'm really excited to read that one with Amy. Another buddy read that I will be doing, which will actually be with a couple of different people, one being Laura at Book Bubbler, Emily from Novell Novels, and Ange from Ange's Book Chatter. She recently changed her name. And when I say recently, again, I mean early in the summer. I've been gone a long time, y'all. So we've decided to read another Steinbeck. We read East of Eden earlier in the summer, and now we're going to tackle Grapes of Wrath. And what's really great is we all have a different copy of the book, so it'll be really interesting to see if there's any like difference in the footnotes and whatnot. But I'm kind of excited about this. It is going to be a lot of pages each week, but I am very excited to read with these gals because superb discussions we have. So I'm really excited to get another Steinbeck under my belt, and especially to be reading with these lovely ladies. So we'll read that in November as well. Then this kind of came about not only because I had this book on my 21 books to read in 2021, which I still have like 5 books to read, so I really need to get on that. But also I saw that Laura from Book Bubbler, as you know, she's a very good friend of mine, had a subscriber suggestion to read this book as well. So we finished our Pink Carnation series book, which was our year-long buddy read. We do a year-long buddy read every year. And we had 2 months of just not having a book because we read that series so fast, a 12-book series, thinking we would do 1 book a month. Well, we kind of went fast through some of those because some of them were really good. So knowing that we both had to read this book, or not had to, but you know what I mean, we decided why don't we read it together at our usual times that we read. So together, Laura from Book Bubbler and I are going to be reading Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. This is the first book in the Wheel of Time series, and I know a lot of people are reading this right now because of the show that is coming out, but honestly, I've had this on my list, and it went on my 21 books to read in 2021, and then everyone's like, oh, are you reading that because of the series? And I was like, what series? So we are reading the first one. I'm already about 118 pages in, and I will tell you, after chapter 5, you are just plastered to the page. It is so good so far. I'm really excited. If you don't know, this is kind of set in medieval times. There's magic to a certain extent. Certain people have magic, and there's a lot of like background stuff happening. There's a dark rider, these Trollocs things that are like half human, half animal. It's really interesting. And for me, a person who doesn't read a lot of high fantasy, I'm like really enjoying this a lot, which I was kind of surprised that I was going to, so I'm excited. I don't know if I will continue in the series right away, but because you know it's 14 books, so I might have to take a pause. But I definitely am enjoying it thus far. So Laura and I will be reading that. So really, those are the only 3 books that I'm really determined to finish in November because they are buddy reads. I do have 3 other books that I am severely behind on, one of which is my book club book that was for October. I let my book club know like I'm behind, so we're gonna maybe try to get into the middle of November, and that is Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire. Now this is the first in her vampire series. Again, in this one, I'm about 70 pages in, which is terrible because I was supposed to finish this in October. However, the language is so beautiful and lyrical, and you get just stuck in these, you know, moments of understanding, you know, this vampire story. But also when I'm at the end of the night and I start reading, I'm really spent and it's just too much reading. I would not say it's boring. I'm not finding the right time to sit down with the book. So I have to read this more in the morning when I'm like awake and ready to go and reading. But very good so far. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more through time with the vampire. So I'm excited for that. So that's when I have to finish like mid-month. Then I have 2 buddy reads that were from like the summertime that I still have not finished, and I feel terrible. However, once the live stream happens, you will understand what has been happening in my life. So I have the 3rd and final book in the Kristin Lavransdatter series. This is number 3, The Cross. I am still at part 2, so I have 2 more parts to read. Excellent read. Again, this is set in medieval time. It's about this Kristin Lavransdatter and just her life and how she finds her husband and her children and other people in their villages. And it's such a good read. It really is. And I just dropped off the face of the planet, and I'm sorry. I was buddy reading this with Rainy from Rainy Day Reads, as well as a subscriber, Jeanette. I'm so sorry. But I know they're very understanding, and I am planning, I have time put aside, like I have to finish this because it's a gorgeous read. I want to finish it. It's going to get finished. So that is going to get finished in November as well. And this one is terrible. My friend Tiqua bought me this beautiful edition of The Other Boleyn Girl by Philippa Gregory, and we started reading in like June, and then we were going to push it into July, and quite honestly, I'm still only halfway through this book. Again, once the live stream happens, you'll find out where my reading went, but I really want to finish this. I want to get back to her because she's such a lovely person, and she's so kind, and she's such a great buddy read. We were having so many great discussions, and then I just, again, dropped off the face of the planet, so I apologize, but I plan on reading this again in November and getting it finished. So realistically, I have about 6 books here that I really want to finish, and hopefully I do, because I love the people I read with, I love reading books, and quite frankly, I just need to finish it before the end of the year. So that's all I have for today. Again, if you are new here, thank you so much for joining. I am so excited to continue this journey with you. If you've been around the block a few times, I really do appreciate you so much. I love you. You all have been so great and so patient with me. I really hope that you put some comments in the comment section, and maybe some questions in there too. I love to chit chat with you all in that comment section. I'd love to see what questions you come up with for Saturday, and then please do join me on Saturday, November 6th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will answer as many questions as I can, give you those life and channel updates, as well as a few announcements, and kind of go from there. But until next time, I hope you're all reading something great, taking care, and staying safe, and as always, you know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye!